This is the BioLite FirePit plus Smokeless fire pit and grill. My first reaction was equal parts curiosity and doubt. A battery on a fire pit, a fan feeding the flames. I had visions of melted plastic and a noisy blower ruining a quiet night. From my experience, those worries weren't totally off base, but the first burn surprised me in all the right ways. Key features that stood out to me are the dual-fuel design, the X-ray mesh body, and the powered airflow. It runs on regular firewood or charcoal, and the adjustable fuel rack lets me drop the wood low for a campfire vibe or raise charcoal up for hibachi-style grilling. The mesh body is more than a look. It throws radiant heat sideways and lets you see the embers from all angles. The fan is the heart of it. A rechargeable 12,800 mAh pack pushes air through dozens of tiny jets, BioLite says 51, feeding oxygen right into the burn. That's what cuts the smoke once the fire is hot. Dimensions-wise, it's about 27.5 inches wide, 12 inches deep, and 16 inches tall with the legs out, and 10.5 inches tall when folded. At about 19.8 pounds, I can carry it, but I don't want to hike with it. It's perfect for car camping, tailgates, the beach, and backyard hangouts. Setup is easy. I unfold the legs, slide on the power pack, toss in kindling, and that's it. No tools, no fussy assembly. The airflow is like having a built-in bellows. I tap the power button, set the fan to a low or medium level, and flames appear fast. I don't need lighter fluid, dry kindling and the fan do the work. On high, the fan has a noticeable whir, not ear-splitting, but you'll hear it. I use max to kick things off and then drop it to a lower setting once the fire is established. Battery life has been solid for me across a weekend of evenings. The power pack also has a USB-A port, so I can steal a little juice for a phone in a pinch. The one thing that bugs me, charging, is micro USB. In my opinion, that's outdated, and it means I have to pack an extra cable. Also, it doesn't self-charge off the fire, no thermoelectric trickery, so I make sure it's topped up before trips. On smoke, let me set expectations. Smokeless here means less smoke once the fire is hot and the fan is running. At startup, there's still some smoke until the temperature climbs. With dry, seasoned wood and the fan pushing air, the visible smoke drops a lot. I can sit close and not do the usual musical chairs routine to avoid the plume. Wind can mess with it. Sideways gusts can push smoke out the mesh before it reburns at the top. Wet or green wood will still smoke because the system can't fix soggy fuel. Think of the airflow as boosting combustion so particles burn up instead of drifting off. That's the simple version of secondary combustion. Cooking is where I smiled the most. With the rack set high and charcoal in, the FirePit Plus feels like a long hibachi. The included grill grate covers a useful area for a small group. Burgers, steak, veggies, no problem. The fan gives me real temperature control. Turn it up for searing heat, turn it down to cruise. It's not precision like a gas grill with a thermometer, but it's way more controllable than a normal charcoal bed. One caveat, my grate warped slightly after a few high-heat cooks. Not a showstopper, but it's there. Grease doesn't have a clean path out, it drips down into the ash and can get messy. I learned to scrape and empty the ash sooner rather than later to avoid funk and flare-ups. Cleaning is better than most portable pits I've used. There's a little ash door on the bottom that slides open so cold ash can dump out without flipping the whole unit. It's a smart idea, though debris can jam it if I let things pile up. The mesh gets sooty fast. If you love that transparent fire floating in a cage look, be ready to wipe it down. I strongly suggest getting the carry bag even though it's sold separately. Without it, soot transfers to car seats, hands, everything. Durability is where the shine fades a bit. The enamel-coated mesh looks great new, but after a few damp nights, I noticed rust freckles on the mesh where the coating had thinned or chipped. In my opinion, this is not a leave-it-outside-all-season fire pit. If I treat it like a piece of gear, store it indoors, keep it dry, and touch up spots, it holds up. If I leave it exposed on the patio, it will age fast, especially in humid or coastal areas. The battery pack is also something I baby. I keep the fan running gently during cooldown so heat doesn't build up near the plastic. After the flames die down, I detach the pack and bring it inside. That routine has worked for me. About the app and controls, the onboard buttons are big and straightforward, even with gloves. The Bluetooth control can be handy from a chair, and it worked on my iPhone. I've had spotty connections at times, and friends on Android have had mixed results. It's not essential. I use the physical controls 90% of the time and don't feel like I'm missing anything. Comfort is excellent. The fire sits at a nice height for camp chairs, the heat radiates well through the mesh, and the view of the embers through the sides is genuinely cool. It looks like a portable hibachi met a modern gadget and had a very warm baby. Carry handles help with moving it, but I still plan short hauls. It's portable, not featherweight. Also, put it on a heat-safe base. The bottom can get hot enough to mark grass or decking if you're careless. From my experience, the best use case is car camping and backyard nights where cooking is part of the plan. If I want pure ambience with minimal fuss, there are simpler options. If I want a compact grill with a satisfying flame, this is more fun. The fan-assisted ignition is a joy when the wood is dry. The trade-offs are real: a bit of fan noise, a bit of app quirkiness, a bit of maintenance, and extra care around moisture. It's perfect for people who like to tinker and control the fire, who want a grill over charcoal, and who will store their gear indoors. I'd recommend this for campers who prize fast ignition, less smoke, and a unique visual experience. I'd be cautious if you live somewhere damp or rough on gear, or want to buy it for a life tank you can forget outside. In my opinion, the FirePit Plus nails the fun part of a campfire while giving me better control over heat and smoke. It stumbles on long-term durability if you don't protect it, and the micro USB port feels dated. But the core idea works: push air into a well-designed burn chamber, keep the particles hot enough to burn off, and you get a cleaner, easier fire that also doubles as a legit grill. In conclusion, it's a smart, portable fire pit for tech-friendly campers and backyard cooks who accept the upkeep. Treat it like a piece of gear, not patio furniture, and it pays you back with easy starts, less smoke, and some great meals. I will leave all the information about the BioLite FirePit plus Smokeless Fire Pit and Grill in the comments. I hope to see you again in the following videos.